Hello dear students, today have come with a new topic, one of the important parts of speech. It is pronouns. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about what is a pronoun, how it functions, and different kinds of pronouns we are going to learn through this lesson. Okay, let us start with a few examples to understand the features of pronoun. Okay, yeah. Here is an example for us. That poor man looks as if he needs a new coat. So here is a word he highlighted in red color. This is the word can be called a pronoun. It is because this is the word referring to the man which is mentioned in the statement. Okay, that poor man. Okay, and at the same time the meaning of the word he also going to be constructed based on the word man. So here you can see the word he plays the role of a man here. And okay, let us see one more example. Julia arrived yesterday. I met her at the station. Now can you guess what the word referring to Julia? Yeah, it is her. So here the word her referring to Julia. So what is Julia? It is a noun, right? So in the first sentence, what is the word man? It is also a noun. So now we can understand a pronoun which is referring to a noun which is given in the statement. Okay, so and how the word he and her constructed its meaning. It has constructed its meaning based on the noun which it is referring. Okay, so in the word in the first sentence, he referred to a man. So here he is the pronoun which can be called as third person singular. So it is referring to a masculine singular noun. So there it is going to be considered. So this way it is constructed its meaning. And her also third person singular, which refers to a feminine person. Okay, so then it is Julia, right? So another word also there here, I. So this is a singular first person. Okay, so I, to whom it is representing in this statement. So if we can imagine, so one who is stating this sentence, that person. So you can say Julia arrived yesterday. Who said this? I. So that is the person. I met her at the station. So this is so who states this statement, who was uttered this sentence. Okay, so we also look at another sentence. When they saw us, the lions began roaring. Okay, which word is going to represent the word lions? Can you guess it? Yeah, it is they, right? So here it is in the first two sentences we have seen the singular pronouns referring to a singular nouns. Okay, here in this statement you are going to see a third person plural pronoun they is going to refer to a plural pronoun plural noun lions, right? So when they saw us, the lions began roaring. When the lions saw us, began roaring. So that way, that is the thing you can understand. Okay. So now here another word us. So who is that person here? Okay. Right. You are right. So the speaker of the sentence or the speakers of the sentence can be referred. Okay. Right. Very good. So let us move on to the another statement. So here Shiva and I were hoping no one would find us. So here we have three pronouns which are highlighted in color red. So now let us take which word or which pronoun referring to Shiva and I. Yes, it is us. So the word us is referring to Shiva and I. So here you can see one pronoun which is not only going to refer to a noun, but it is also referring to another pronoun in this statement. Okay, Shiva and I were hoping no one would find us. Right. So here this word, so I. So I is also one more pronoun in this statement, right? So but whom it is representing? It is one of the speakers or the speaker of the statement it is, right? So it is referring to the speaker of the statement. And to whom it is referring? No one. So no one means the people who are guessing somebody will look at them, but here they are referring no one. So it is not going to refer any particular person, but in general it is referring to people. Okay, so this is called indefinite pronoun. Right. Now let us see one more example. You and Anjali can come if you like. So here again two pronouns we have the same, that is here we can use you as a singular as well as a plural. So here you can see you, the first you used as a singular, you and Anjali. So here two persons can come if you like. Now this you referring to both Anjali and this person, the second person you. So referring to two persons. So this you is a plural and this you is a singular. Okay. So right. So even this you and this you also constructing their meaning based on a particular person or a noun. Right. Let us move on to one more example. Jay hurts himself. Jay hurts himself. So here it is a reflexive pronoun or emphatic pronoun you can consider. It is because the word himself referring to Jay. Okay. Here the person it is immediately referred to emphasize or to reflect who has done that job. Okay. So Jay hurts himself. Okay, let us move on to one more example. So we were teasing each other. So here this each other can be called a reciprocal pronoun. So what is that means? Okay. So we were teasing each other. So each other means here. Okay. So there it can be two persons or more than two persons. They are teasing each other. So 1 to 1. Okay. So here this each other referring to another pronoun we again here. So we is referring, okay, was referred by each other, right? So each other is going to construct its meaning based on the another pronoun we. Now one more example. The woman who looked at you is my sister. So here the word who referring to woman, which is mentioned earlier, so that's why which is called a relative pronoun. So the woman who looked at you. So the second person to the speaker is referring to, okay, speaking to. So that person you is called, okay, and is my sister. So my is representing the speaker of the sentence. So the woman who looked at you is my sister. Right. So all these three words in red color referring to some people. Okay. And let us move on to who works there. Who works there. So here the pronoun who doesn't stand in for anything which is mentioned, okay, because it no a person mentioned in the statement, but here who referring to it can indefinite persons. It can be a person, or it can be a thing, or it can be a machine. We do not know. Huh? So, so this is not mentioning any particular. So this is called interrogative pronoun. So the last statement, let us see. So it is raining. It is raining. So the word it is going to refer nothing here. It is. It can be. So who is raining? It has to be answered. But we cannot say it is raining sky or any other thing, right? So we can say this impersonalized pronoun we used to refer statement the function the action of raining. Okay, so it is raining. So this word here going to referring to rain or itself. Okay, so this is the way you can understand. So all in these statements you can observe that a pronoun which is going to refer to a noun, this noun can be a person or a thing or a place, okay, and even a pronoun which is going to construct its meaning from the noun which was referred by a pronoun. Okay, this is the thing you can understand. This is the function of a pronoun. Okay, and in some sentences like I, where which is not going to refer to any person which is mentioned in the statement, but that was referred to a person who uttered that statement. So we need to imagine, so to whom the pronoun is going to refer. Okay, it is even the pronouns also divided based on gender, number. Even that is also we need to identify. Okay, so let us move on to the next slide. So right, so we can construct the meaning of pronoun here based on these two statements. Okay, so pronoun refers to a noun. That is first point we need to understand. Okay, pronoun refers to a noun, and then second point, the pronoun takes its meaning from a noun. So this is the point we need to understand. So a pronoun which is going to function referring to a noun and constructing its meaning based on the noun. So that's why we can define a pronoun as a substitute for a noun or a noun phrase. So which is going simply in a single phrase we can understand. So a pronoun is a substitute for a noun or a noun phrase. So it can be understood in the given context. So this is the meaning of pronoun. So okay friends, I hope you understand what is the function and meaning of the pronoun. So let us move on to one more interesting word here we have, antecedent. So it is also very important because the pronoun, it constructs its meaning based on antecedent, because the pronoun refers to antecedent. So as in the first two slides I explained what is that. So a pronoun which refers to a noun and constructs its meaning based on the noun. So what do we call that noun? This is the answer to this slide. Okay, so we call that noun antecedent. Okay, let us clearly understand with this example. Bharat arrived late because traffic held him up. So here the word him referring to whom? Yes, Bharat. So right, now if Bharat is not there, and will the word pronoun construct its meaning? No. So it must need a noun to refer and to construct its meaning. So here, so now this word Bharat is called antecedent. Okay, right. So Bharat arrived late because traffic held him up. Right. So what is antecedent? So the noun which was referred by a pronoun is called antecedent. Okay, let us see the pronoun here, explanation of the statement here. So the pronoun him refers to and takes its meaning from Bharat. So Bharat is the antecedent of him. Okay, right? Now let us move on to some more explanation about antecedent. So in grammar, an antecedent is an expression. The expression can be in a word or in a phrase or a clause or a sentence. Okay, so the antecedent gives its meaning to a proform. Proform can be a pronoun, a proverb, a pro-adverb. Okay, so this antecedent is going to give its meaning, okay, to pronoun. Okay, now here, so a proform takes its meaning from its antecedent. Okay, a proform takes its meaning from its antecedent. So here you can understand a pronoun. So this proform can be considered here as a pronoun, but there is a difference between proform and pronoun. So I'll stick to only explaining pronoun here. Okay, so here this pronoun is going to get its meaning through antecedent. So antecedent is nothing but a noun. Okay, so this is the word you need to remember. What is antecedent? So it is going to be understood through this slide. Okay, let us move on to next slide. So here we try to understand the syntactic pronouns and features. So there are some features and classifications of pronouns based on the syntax. Okay, what are they? So English pronouns have a number of different syntactic contexts. So what are the syntactic contexts? We can see which are subject, object, possessive and reflexive. So based on this four, we can call the subjective pronoun or objective pronoun, possessive pronoun, reflexive pronoun. Okay, so I think I will discuss subjective pronoun means a pronoun which takes in the position of subject. So I mean you can understand the sentence can be divided into three positions, right? Subject, verb and object. So here if a pronoun takes in the position of subject, so it means the beginning of the sentence. So that kind of pronouns are called subjective pronouns. If a pronoun which takes at the position of object, so there that called objective pronouns. Okay, possessive and reflexive pronouns also you can possessiveness which is going to represent somebody's possess. Okay, so that is the point. Okay, let us see what are the possessive and the reflexive pronouns with the table. You can understand. Okay, now next. So possessiveness means which is going to refer somebody's somebody's belongings. Okay, and reflexive also referring back. It is the same noun to emphasize or to refer it immediately. Okay, so what are the features of pronoun? So these features are person and number and gender. So the pronouns can be classified based on the persons. So so first person pronouns, second person pronouns, third person pronouns, and we can also classify the pronouns based on the number. So based on number means it can be singular and plural. So first person singular and plural we have, second person singular and plural we have, third person singular and plural we have. And another point, gender. So gender based pronoun also we can have. So some pronouns refer to male persons. Those pronouns are called masculine, and some pronouns refer to female persons. So that pronouns are called feminine persons, and some pronouns refer to no gender or common gender or inanimate things or neuter gender. So that can be called neuter gender pronouns. And epicene is another word to refer to common gender. I'll discuss epicene in detail in the next slide. Okay, so let us move on. So I hope you understand. So the features of the pronouns. Okay, so these are all the classifications. So these are the sources are going to take in to classify the pronouns. So based on all these aspects, the pronouns are going to be classified, especially the personal pronouns. Okay, the personal pronouns are going to be classified based on these aspects. So okay, let us see some more points, the classification of pronouns. Okay, so what are the classifications, especially the personal pronouns and reflexive and emphatic pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, indefinite pronouns, interrogative pronouns, distributive pronouns, reciprocal, relative pronouns we have. So these are the all the pronouns are going to be discussed in this lecture. Okay, we will see. Okay, we'll try to complete all the pronouns. Okay, let us move on to knowing about personal pronoun in detail. So yeah, look at this brightful table you can find. Okay, so here is person and form. So person means first person, second person and third person. So as I said, based on the persons itself, and then form is singular and plural. Singular, first person singular and plural, second person singular and plural, and third person singular and plural we have. So here again, other point, subject and object positions. So the subject and object position can be taken first person singular and plural, and second person singular and plural, and third person singular and plural. So here you can see the subjective positions are in 7. 1, 2, 3 cannot count for double time. Okay, because it can be play the role of singular and plural. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these 7 are called subjective pronouns. What are they? I is a first person singular subjective pronoun, and we first person plural subjective pronoun. Okay, and now you can be called the first person singular and plural pronoun. Okay, and then he third person singular subjective pronoun, she also third person singular subjective pronoun, it also third person singular, okay, subjective pronoun. So here we can understand. So I refers to neuter gender, and we also refers to neuter gender, you also neuter gender. Here he refers to masculine and she refers to feminine. It again innominate things are going to be referred, and they is going to refer to in plural form neuter gender, common gender. So these are the subjective pronouns as for singular and plural and person based. And objective pronouns also same. So how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so these 7 also objective pronouns we have. So first person singular objective pronoun me, and first person plural objective pronoun us. So this can be, you can this is when you are transforming sentences from active to passive and direct to indirect. There we change the pronouns. Okay, so that you need to remember. Okay, so if in the subjective position he is there, and then in objective position you need to write him. If you are bringing from object to subject, then it is going to change from him to he, her to she to her. So this is the purpose we use it he, her. Okay, but we cannot use me in the position of subject, or as it cannot be used in the position of subject. So that is the point you will need to remember. And then possessive pronouns. So this possessive pronouns means which refers to belongingness. Belongingness is going to represent. So here first person singular attributive pronoun my and predicative mine, are, ours, your, yours, yours, and his, her, hers, its, it is going to be their and theirs. So these are the attributive and predicative possessive pronouns we can use. And then reflexive pronoun. So my, myself, our, ourselves, okay, plural form, okay, and you, your, yourself, your, yourselves. So this is singular and this is plural. So for singular we add self, for plural we add selves. Okay, himself, herself, itself, and themselves. So these are the complete classification of personal pronouns based on the gender, number, and person. Okay, I hope you understand this table. So please you try to note down for a better understanding. Okay, thank you. Let us move on to another important aspect. This is epicene or singular they. Singular they. This is no, actually this the topic of singular they existed from the first centuries, but which is not popular, but recently in the modernized grammar, which is coming a popularity with some effect. Okay, well, what is that? We will see through this point. Okay, now let us observe some examples to understand in what kind of context uh, the word they is going to used in the form of singular. Actually we use third person plural. We consider it is a plural form. So they is going to consider a plural form. But in some cases we are going to refer it as a singular. Okay. So what are that cases we can, or what are the situations where the word they is going to refer as a singular? Okay. The patient should be told at the outset how much they will be required to pay, right? So here we are going to so the patient here, the noun is in singular form, but here the pronoun is plural form, right? So here the number is not going to coordinate here, but the context of sentence generating correct meaning only. The patient should be told at the outset how much they will be required to pay. So here in this context, so they are referring to the people related to the patient, not only the patient, it is including the patient. Even in the first examples also there mentioned one example, as also used referring to some group of people. Right. So let us see one more example. But a journalist, it is a singular noun. A journalist should not be forced to reveal their sources. Their is also a plural pronoun, but here a singular noun we have. So here it is not going to coordinate. So, but there means it is representing the community of journalists. So here the word there used as a singular form. Now one more example. So this is my friend Jay. I met them at work. It is completely looks a mistake of using. So generally we say this is my friend Jay. I met him at work, you say. But here one point we need to observe. What is that point here? The J is not a particular person who seems like a man or a woman, but he has the qualities or features of man and men. So that person is called gay, or the person can be called third gender. So when you are speaking with a third gender person, then you cannot determine whether it is masculine or feminine. So because the people are combined both masculine and feminine features. So that's why here this third gender people are referring to use a pronoun them. Okay, that's why this is my friend Jay. I met them at work. So in this context, if the person is third gender, and then the pronoun them is going to used in the context of singular, because the one person it is there, but we are addressing one person, but having with two features of masculine and feminine. So that's why here we are going to use them or they as singular pronoun. So this is the these three contexts are going to referring to using they or its other forms, their and them, are going to use in the form of, in the context of singular. Okay, so let us see so why it is right. So in linguistics, an epicene word, a singular they or a singular they, has the same form for male and for female reference. Yes, the word epicene has the same form for male and for female reference. So in some cases, the term common gender or gender neutral, is also used. So the same word can refer to either masculine or feminine signified concept. Okay, so while retaining its own either masculine or feminine, this is called grammatical gender. So grammatical gender we are going to refer. I hope you understand what is a epicene or what is a singular they in this context. So you should remember, okay, where the singular concept is referring by they or its other forms. So there we have to consider it is neuter gender. Okay, neuter gender or common gender it is referring. Okay, the next so let us understand what is reflexive and emphatic pronouns. Okay, there are many other examples you can see here. Reflexive means it is referring back immediately the noun which is mentioned there or a pronoun which is mentioned there. It is okay, right? I heard myself cutting down the bush. So I hurt myself. So here you can understand. So no one hurt me. I hurt myself. It is so. So that point is going to referring here. So who cut, himself or somebody? So myself. It is mentioned. So no one there here. Okay. I hurt myself. So that point is referring. Okay. And referring myself is referring to I. Okay, that's point. Now next. So we have been preparing ourselves for flu season. Okay, so we have been preparing ourselves for flu season. So here ourselves is referring to we. So we ourselves. Okay, but no one are trying to prepare us, but we are ourselves planning to face the season of flu. So that is the point. So and one more example. So she decorated the cake herself. Okay, no one has come to decorate it, but the person herself decorated it. So referring to the person who has done the action, okay. And then next one, most nights he would cry himself to sleep. Most nights he would cry himself to sleep. Right. So here again, so himself is referring to the word he and the action cry. Okay. Right. Now next we can see the government must commit itself to improve healthcare. Yes, it is itself is referring to government, a common noun. Okay, so government itself. Right. Now next, you know yourself better than anyone else. You know yourself better than anyone else. Right. So how do I know about himself what he can do? But the person himself can know what he is. So here in the context, you know yourself. So this referring yourself is referring to that particular person. Okay. And next, do not try to set a price on yourselves. Okay. Do not try to set a price on yourselves. So here we used singular form and here we used plural form. Okay. Referring. So one who is selling a product, who is trying to set the price himself, but so that point is referring here. So you do not try to set a price on yourself. It has to be discussed with people. Okay, so that context it is going to be explained. So they managed themselves, okay, very well as members of the conference panel. Again here, this themselves is referring to they. One should be careful not to cut oneself with the knife. So here it is not going to refer any particular person, but in generally referring to all. So one should be careful not to cut oneself with the knife. So he is suggesting in generally to all, be careful while cutting the anything with a knife. Okay, right. So here see how many reflexive pronouns we have. So myself, which is going to used with always I, and ourselves, so which is a plural form, which is going to use always with we. Okay, herself with she, and himself with he. Okay, itself, which is impersonalized or neuter gender, it is going to be used with common nouns. Okay, and means impersonalized persons. Okay, and yourself as a singular you, and yourselves as a plural with you, and then themselves with the word they, and oneself with a one. So these are the all called reflexive pronouns. So what is emphatic pronoun? So the same words are going to be considered emphatic pronouns, but where the usage is to emphasize a particular noun or a action. Okay, for example, I hurt myself cutting down the bush. So it can be expressed, I myself hurt cutting down the bush. If you say that, so that is going to be emphatic pronoun. I myself hurt. I myself hurt. We ourselves have been preparing. So she herself decorated. So he himself, right? He himself. So this is the way. So this subjective pronoun and reflexive pronoun are come together. So there, which is going to emphasize the particular action which has done by the particular person. So here the noun is going to emphasized, okay, for the action. So that is the point. So if you find the emphasizing of a noun with a pronoun reflexive is called emphatic pronoun. So do not confuse it. What is reflexive and what is emphatic pronoun? Both are same words, but their intention is different. So emphatic pronoun used for emphasizing the noun, and reflexive pronoun is going to referring back to the noun and action which was done by who. Okay, so this is the reflexive and emphatic pronoun. So let us move on to demonstrative pronoun. So demonstrative means showing something, you are pointing or showing something. So that is called demonstrate. Okay, so here is example we have singular demonstrative pronouns and plural demonstrative pronouns we have. So I have given example with a picture taken from internet sources. So this is an apple. So this is an apple. It is a singular. So this is a singular pronoun. Now which we use for a nearest one. Okay, which we use for a nearest one. So you can touch it. You can touch it and you can show it with which is very near to you. So this is an apple. So this is going. So this word this is going to referring to whom? It is apple. So the apple is what? It's a noun. So that is the context you need to remember. Every time in whatever that pronoun it is, it has to refer to a noun. So that is the point you need to remember. You need to understand whether the word is referring to a noun or not. That concept you need to understand to identify a pronoun. If the word is not referring to noun, then it is not going to be considered a pronoun. So here this is going to refer to apple. So apple is a noun. So that's why it is a singular demonstrative pronoun. And now the singular. Okay, this is going to referring to nearest one. Okay, and that is an apple. So the word that is going to refer to the thing which is in distance. Okay, far away. Okay, far away objects are going to be demonstrated. Okay, with the word that. So that is an apple. So here that is. So you can see the distance between hand and apple. Here also. So this is, you can touch there, but here you cannot touch here. It is somewhat far away. So that's why, so that is an apple. So here that is also another word which is going to refer to apple. and these are the singular, this and that is a singular demonstrative pronouns, and plural demonstrative pronouns, these and those. So these are apples. So here apples are plural nouns, so which were referred by the word these. So this is going to used with the singular, and these is going to used with the plural, and those. So those is going to used with the plural, the objects which are far away. Okay, apples, and that is going to used with the singular, the things are far away. Okay, those and this. So these four are going to called as demonstrative pronouns. I hope you understand. Okay, let us move on to another pronoun, indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronoun. So what is indefinite? So here you are not going to refer any particular person. Okay, you are referring in general. So this concept you need to remember. So indefinite means not particular person. Okay, you are not going to refer to any particular, but you are referring in general. Okay, what are they? Well, let us see here. So the Indian film actor Punit Rajkumar was another of my favorite actors. So here the Indian film actor Punit Rajkumar was another of my favorite actors. So here this another is going to be referring to indefinite persons. Okay, and then they kept moving from one place to another, one place to another. Okay, here another place means we do not know what is that particular place here. So here the word another can be used in two contexts. So referring to a particular person in the first sentence, so the word another can be used as referring to a particular person in this sentence. But here you look at, so they kept moving from one place to another place. So one place to another place. So you cannot say which place particularly here in the context. So here you can call this is indefinite pronoun. But here, which is referring to Punit Rajkumar. So so that's why you try to understand whether it is indefinite or other thing. Okay. Now that's why I gave you here two examples. And then next word. Okay, indefinite pronouns. There wasn't anybody or anyone, anything around. So here anybody, anyone, anything. So which are not going to refer any particular person or thing, but it is referring to generally. Okay. So that's why there wasn't anybody, anyone, anything around. So these are called indefinite pronouns. And one more. Every person or everybody or everyone agrees with his views. Or everything also another pronoun. So that everything refers to things. Okay. Every person, body and one refer to people. Okay. So that's why, okay, here is also you can see indefinite pronouns, but which are not going to referring a particular person, like in the first sentence, Punit Raj. Okay. Now next, nobody, no one agreed with me, or nothing is also another indefinite pronoun. So nothing is possible, everything is possible. So in this sentence is used as a pronoun. Okay, everything is possible. Okay, this everything used as a subject, and which is referring as indefinite pronoun, and nothing is possible and impossible. So you can say, so nothing is also used as a subject, and there it is a pronoun. So nobody, no one referred to a person, and nothing is referred to a thing or action it is mentioned. Okay, agreed with me. And then one ought to make the effort to ought. So here one is also not mentioning to a particular person, but is referring to all. Okay, and some person, somebody, someone should have told me. Okay, something is interesting, something is interesting. So here is also something used as a subject. So it is an indefinite pronoun. So some person, somebody, someone also used here as a subject, and these which are indefinite pronouns, and they are not going to refer any particular people. Okay. Now next, both, few, all, many, others are invited to dinner. Both are invited to dinner, few are invited dinner, all are invited dinner, many are invited dinner, others are invited to dinner. So here these words are used as pronoun, you should not confuse. Immediately, these words have immediately taken verb form. So others are, see, and somebody should, and one hot, and nobody agreed, and everyone agrees. There wasn't anybody around. Okay, they kept to. So here you should remember these, because these words can play other forms also. It can be adjective, or it can be other forms also. So you should not confuse. Okay, you, in what context and how it is going to be used, that is very important. It has to play as a subject, and then it should not be associated with any kind of noun. If it is associated to going, both friends are invited, for example, if I say, then both friends, it is referring to friends but not people. Okay, that is mentioned, so then that is going to be considered as a adjective. So so that's why you should be careful while using this. Okay, now next, one more point. Most of the players are coming on the next bus. So this most of the players, so here is also going to be used as indefinite pronoun. So none of my children has blue eyes. So none of my children, so most of and none of can be used in the context of indefinite pronoun. Right. So which of these cakes may I eat? Any cake you eat. So any, you have to end the statement. But if you say any cake, then that is different context. So any, if you end the statement, then it is going to be considered as a pronoun. But if you say any cake you want, so then it is going to be adjective. Okay, indefinite adjective, it is going to be considered. So be careful while using this indefinite pronouns. Okay, let us move on to another pronoun, interrogative pronouns. So interrogative pronouns which are going to ask. Okay, interrogative is nothing but asking. So it is questioning. So now let us see. Who are all those people? Here, who is the word is asking. Okay, it is going to ask, or it is questioning. So who are all those people? So it is who is referring to people, right? So that's why which is called interrogative pronoun. And next, whom do you want to talk to? Whom do you want to talk to? Again, whom is referring to you. So whom is another interrogative pronoun. And whose are these books? Whose are these books? So here, whose, okay, referring to books. Okay, and this is also another interrogative pronoun. What is the number on the door? So what is referring to number. So okay, and which is your car? Which is your car? Which is referred to car. Okay, so this is the way you can understand. So who, whom, whose, what, which are going to be called interrogative pronouns. For example, which car is yours? Which car is yours? If I say which car, immediately the car is followed the word which. So then they are together. So then that is called interrogative adjective. But you need to carefully identify the words which are immediately secured the verb form. So you can see who are, verb, whom do, verb, whose are, verb, what is, verb, which is, verb. So if the words are followed verb forms, then that is going to be interrogative pronouns. But if they are going to, for example, whose books are these? Whose books are these? So whose and books. Books is a noun which is associated with whose. So then it is going to be, whose is going to referring to describing, here not referring, describing the books. So that's why that is called adjective, interrogative adjective. But whose are these books? It is here, it is referring. Whose are these books? So verb pattern you should identify, whether it is to differentiate, whether it is interrogative pronoun or interrogative adjective. Okay, I hope you try to remember that aspect. So let us move on to the next pronoun, distributive pronoun. So in this distributive pronoun, okay, what is distributive? you are going to distribute. Okay. Uh, there were 4 rooms, each with wonderful views of the garden. There were 4 rooms. So so you are distributed each. So each with wonderful views of the garden. So this each is going to be distributive pronoun. This each referring to room. Okay. So room is a noun. So each is referring to room. So that's why it is a distributive pronoun. And next, we use each of before the plural object pronouns us, you and them. In this context, each of is going to be considered distributive pronoun, but not with other forms. Okay, you should remember each of, if it is used with us, you and plural, there should be plural objective pronouns. Plural objective pronouns. In that case, so this each of is going to be considered as distributive pronoun. So they gave each of us. So this is the point you need to remember. Each of us a gift. So here they gave each of us a gift. The people who receiving the gifts, here us. Okay, each of us. And next, which sweater do you like? Which sweater do you like? It's a question. The green one or the blue one? Okay, so I don't like either. I don't like either. I like neither. So in this context, either and neither used. Okay, so this is also a distributive pronoun. So it should not be associated with any noun, but it should independently to refer it a particular noun which is earlier spoken. So then only it is going to be called distributive pronoun. So these are the distributive pronouns. Each of, each, either, neither. So these same words can be used as a pronouns also, but you should careful. If these words are associated with nouns, then it is going to be adjective, distributive adjective. But if they are not going to associate with any noun or referring to a noun, then it is going to be called pronoun. So be careful to identify. And reciprocal pronoun. Reciprocal pronoun, here you can imagine the concept of giving and taking. So giving and taking. Okay, reciprocal. So ichi puchukodam ane ardham. Right. So Prem and Mukesh helped each other. So here Prem and Mukesh helped each other. So Prem helped Mukesh and Mukesh helped Prem. So this is the context. Okay. So this each other referring to Prem and Mukesh. And then one more example. We sent one another Christmas cards. So we sent one another Christmas card. So here they sent us one card, Christmas card, and we sent them a Christmas card. So they sent us. We sent them, they sent us. So this is the way. So one another. Okay. So they didn't look at each other. They didn't look at each other. So this look each other referring to they. The men are hugging each other. So each other referring to men. So here each other and one other. So we use the reciprocal pronouns each other and one other when 2 or more people do the same thing. Okay, remember that when the 2 people are more than 2 people doing the same thing or expressing mutual action or relationship. In that context, we are going to use this reciprocal pronoun. So last one, a relative pronoun. So relative, so it is going to connect the relation between pronoun and noun. Okay, or noun phrase. So our clause it is going to be. Okay, so here this is the house that Jock built. So this, the word that is referring to house. Okay, this is the house that Jock is built. This is also pronoun, but what kind of pronoun? Demonstrative pronoun. Okay, and next, but here this that is used as relative pronoun because it is connecting house. So here you can break, this is the house, one sentence, that Jock built is another sentence. So here which that is connected the 2 classes. Okay, and referring to house. So this is, so here in the second class that played the role of house, right, referring to noun. So it is substituted, the word that is substituted to us. So that's why it is called relative pronoun. So this is a bank that accepted, this is a bank, one class, and that accepted my identification. So here two classes connected, okay. So here the word that substituted for the word bank, okay, that is clear. And next, she is a bank teller who helped us open an account. So who, again here, this is a bank teller, she is a bank teller, one class, and who helped us open an account. So who is substituted for pronoun she, right. Valmiki is the boy who helped Jessica. So here Valmiki is the boy, it is their one class, and who helped Jessica. So who is referred by Valmiki. So Valmiki is the boy whom Jessica gave a gift to. So again whom, so referring to Valmiki. So Jayant built the house in which I now live. So Jayant built the house in which, so which is referring to us. So Jock is the boy whose friend built my house. So whose friend means whose is referring to Jock. So here you can understand, so relative pronouns introduce relative classes. So I already explained with the different examples. So I hope you understood these pronouns. It may be a lengthy video, but thank you for watching.